This is Boxing Tickets NI. We are delighted to join once again on Zoom with Kurt Walker. Kurt, it's probably fair to say you probably had a year of ups and downs last year. You had obviously two fights in the first 3 months of 2024. Landed your first belt, headlining the card in the Ulster Hall, and then I guess boxing obviously is a cruel way at times. Obviously, two fights sort of. I think one was pulled off because you were supposed to be fighting a Frank Warren fighter, but then took a different route. And then
Yeah,
obviously your fight with Garcia on weigh-in day, he obviously failed medical tests. You probably had time to reflect on things when you sort of look back in 2024. Probably a year, probably that there was so much more could have happened.
yeah, definitely. It started off brilliantly. Obviously took the last minute fight in January just to get ready for March. And then I had a career best performance in March, so I thought things were on the up. But I know what way boxing works. I've been in around it long enough. I've seen what people go through and all that. So hopefully that's all behind me now, and I look forward to 2025.
It's one of them, isn't it? When when you had the start, you had the pro career and everything else, and fighting in these cards everywhere, and then it was all going too well, and then you sort of got one, and another one comes, and you're going, it's a rotten luck we can have in the sport at times, but you just have to keep that positive belief, don't you, that you're hopefully past the worst of it now, and everything will hopefully be back to plain sailing here on in.
Yeah, definitely. Just about getting opportunities and staying ready for opportunities, but it's hard to stay ready all year round. It's hard to be in the gym, especially when my gym's in England. But in this sport, you kind of have to be like, for as long as you do it, you need to be all in. There's no point doing it at all.
Like when you look at probably the best example, probably of obviously a career stop start was obviously Anto, and look where obviously he's got to. Obviously, he's now in the promised land where he's world champion. Can you sort of reflect on sort of Anto's career in some ways to go, you can have these moments where inactivity, fights not happening, falling through at the last minute, but you can still reach your goal. It's not like somebody you've had a bit of bad luck now, and it's like, can these things still happen? You can look at probably people like Anto and go, well, I can still get to where I want to in the sport.
Yeah, definitely. See, I had a lot of talent, but very little opportunity, which was the problem with him. But if you stick out long enough, it came for him well, and now he's flying high, and he's making money, and he's doing everything right that he needs to do. So, fair play to him.
And like for you, I guess this is probably the perfect, just over a month out from obviously your fight with Leon Woodstock on the Crocker Donovan card. Like this is a perfect moment for you to get yourself back in that shop window. Everybody knows the talent you have, how really good of a fighter you are. So this gives you an opportunity now in matchroom, beat Leon Woodstock in convincing fashion, and it's going to lead to even bigger fights.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good fight for me to come to start the year off on a big card on TV. So I'm just going to go in and do what I usually do and hopefully beat him in spectacular fashion. Like you said, he's a tough guy, but he's going to come to win. So I'm looking forward to it.
Speaking obviously, Anto obviously beat him to win the British title. Obviously, a few years ago, was at that fight. Like obviously, when you look at Leon Woodstock's career, he's been beaten by Archie Sharp, he was beaten by Anto, and he was beaten by Zephyr Barrett. So he's only been really
Yeah,
beat by fighters at a bigger level. So like this is a statement sort of for you to be taking a fighter at this stage of your career.
yeah, definitely. I definitely say it on paper. It's my hardest fight. I know what he does. I know what he brings. He's going to come out. He's going to try and win. He's going to do anything to do it. So I just have to be on my A game. He has only been beat by great fighters, and one of them went on to win a world title. One of them got bit for a world title, didn't he?
Yeah.
And so it's a high level to be boxing at, and I think he lives the life. So yeah, it'll definitely be tough. But I'm looking forward to it. I think the better the opponent, the better me every single time. So it'll be good.
Woodstock obviously similar to you recently, obviously in the fact that obviously he was agreeing to fights and they weren't sort of happening. He was actually, when obviously the fight was announced, he was actually very praising of you. Obviously, you've taken the
Yeah,
fight. Do you read into that too much at the fact that he's probably just giving you credit because
yeah.
you're a fighter and you want to fight? These other fighters are turning down fights for different options. Like, well, I guess it's good when the fighters come out and saying that they respect you for taking a fight.
Yeah, well, obviously after last year, I can kind of see where he's come from now. Not having a fight and people backing out and all that stuff. So he just wants to fight. So he's delighted that the fight is happening. I'm not going to back out like other people did, if other people did, but so he knows that, and Yeah, that's it. So it's going to be good.
When you look back, obviously, the Frank Warren card not happening, do you look back on that and go that you were just too good for them, that they took a different option? Like when I watched that fight, you could have probably beat both of them in the same night. Do you sort of look
Yeah.
at that and go, they just respect how good of a fighter you are and they didn't want to get beaten?
No, I know it was too good for them, but I know the way boxing works. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they wanted to fight because a lot of fighters will fight anyway. So it's maybe behind the scenes. I don't know who said what, but I'm ready to fight. I'm feeling like I'm coming into my prime. I'm not there yet, but I'm coming into it. I'm only 29 still, and feels like I've been boxing 20 years. Well, I have been boxing 20 years, but as a pro, only a couple of years. But I feel good. Like I feel like I go to 40 the way I am, the way I train, the way my body feels. I'm in great shape.
And what a card for you to be on. Obviously, like I've spoken to Jamie about this before, when obviously the build up was sort of happening for the fight, and looking at it and going, "This is the biggest all Irish fight we've ever had." We obviously had Mick against TJ Dehaney for the interim belt
Mm.
a few years ago, but like perfect card, worldwide audience. You've obviously been on DAZN previously, obviously in the Ulster Hall. Like it saves you having to buy a ticket. I know Tommy McCarthy said to me he wouldn't have bought a ticket anyhow. Would you have bought a ticket if you weren't on the card?
Nah, I would have went though. Nah, I would have probably take 100%. I'll actually a lot of times I just go home straight after my fight, but I'll stay. You know what I mean? And I think it's probably looking back. I think it's been my first fight on TV, live TV. I think in the UK anyway. I know I've been on it, but I've never been on a main card. I don't think. So it'll be a big night for me. It'll be a different atmosphere. There'll be plenty of people in the arena. From what I hear, tickets are flying out. I've done a lot of tickets already, so I'm just looking forward to it. I think it'll help me on the night too, the buzz and the fans.
It's probably the perfect tonic for you. Obviously, the return back to Belfast. Do you think it? You missed two back-to-back cards in the SSE Arena, back to the SSE Arena again. Perfect platform. People that might have been forgetting who Kurt Walker was will soon very quickly realise Kurt Walker's here to stay. Probably gives you an opportunity to sort of look at it, on the main card for you to dream of obviously heading the cards yourself in the future.
Yeah, definitely. I love fighting in Belfast. Just the fans and all, it's brilliant. The buzz, fight week. It's just something that it definitely gives you a boost. But I've never been in that proper fight where any time I've really fought, apart from Beach, was journeyman. Really at the start, and building my career, and then the Ulster Hall was good. And I think fighting in your home city is definitely a big advantage. Whenever you're landing shots, you're winning the rounds, you're hearing the crowd. Tiredness doesn't really feel. You don't really feel no tiredness because it's just the adrenaline pumping through your body. So it's a massive difference.
And like it's a card full of obviously quite a few domestic fights. Obviously, with Lewis and Paddy's the main event. Tommy McCarthy and Stephen Ward obviously shared Irish teams and everything as amateurs,
Yeah,
Commonwealth medalists, sparred each other. You've really Farrell and obviously Gerard Hughes rematched as well. It's a great card. It's probably the card we've always wanted in Belfast. Domestic fights are what sells boxing nowadays.
yeah, definitely. It's good. A lot of people getting opportunities who have been sticking at it too and taking any fights that come, especially domestic fights. A lot of people don't want to take domestic fights because of pride and all these other things. But it is good that people are putting their records on the line to go, and even bragging rights. It's hard to give up bragging rights, so it makes for a good night.
And like 6 days obviously after your fight, Tyrone McKenna and obviously Harlem Eubank, obviously I know that you're very close with both of them. A Mick returns that card as well. Like
Yeah,
we're having a great spell for obviously Irish boxing. Like for you, it's going to be tough for you, obviously, on that night they sort of, because I know you're friends with both Harlem and
yeah,
Tyrone. Like a lot of people in boxing, just in that fight week are just going to go quiet and go, we just want to see a good fight.
yeah. Definitely, I think it's a great fight for both of them. A good opportunity for Harlem and a great opportunity for Tyrone. So live TV, Channel 5, lots of viewers they get. So it's massive for both of them and may the best man win. I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. So definitely echo that. It's going to that's what people want. They want opportunities,
Yeah.
and the best person on the night wins. That's all we ever want. Speaking obviously, finally, obviously on your fight, then, like what sort of fight do you expect out of Liam Woodstock? Do you look at this as like you could put on a statement? You obviously had a stoppage last time out against James Beach. Winning your title. Like, do you feel like you could stop Liam Woodstock in this fight and make a statement?
I haven't really thought about how. what way it's going to go. I'm just going to do what I know he's going to do. He's going to try and do what everyone else tries to do against me, which put me under pressure. But I love it, so he can try as hard as he wants. But I just think I'm too good in nearly every other aspect of boxing. So if I just turn up, perform, put the training in, make sure I'm in the right shape, I expect a good win.
And I guess will catapult you. Like we've seen Riyadh over the last year, so obviously people get these big opportunities. We obviously nearly had Pearson and Sean McComb made
Yeah,
for April as well. Like you can see this where you could potentially get a big fight in a Riyadh card or a big fight in a bigger card at a bigger occasion, afterwards.
yeah, definitely. I'm just the way I've been looking the last couple of months. The amount of featherweights in England where you can do the 5v5s. If I were to sign with a promotional company, there's loads about just under world level or European levels of people there where I'm coming up to. So there's massive fights to be made for me. So it's about just getting over this hurdle, doing it in good fashion, and then put my name into the hat.
I know never want to look too far past it, but obviously opponents you were linked with before end up fighting each other, and Isaac Lowe and Lee McGregor. So like the
Yeah,
Lee McGregor one could be an option. I don't want you to look past it
no,
because
no.
Leon Woodstock will say looking past, but that could be a future fight in the summertime for you.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not looking past anyone. Anyone with such good fight is going to come and fight, so it's going to be a good hard fight. But yeah, the amount of featherweights out there, like Lee McGregor, Isaac Lowe, all the rest of them, there's plenty out there. So there's no shortage of fights to be made. So I need to win this fight to put my name in the hat, and that's my main goal.
Right. Well, look, obviously, I'll thank you for your time. Obviously, I know we've just over a month to go, Kurt. Obviously, the action. Obviously, enjoy your next couple of weeks of camp, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you on Fight Week in Belfast.
Yes, good man, Stevie. Thanks.
Cheers, Kurt. Take care.
Good man,
Thanks.
cheers.
Bye bye. Bye bye.